Hi everyone, welcome to your reading for Leo. This is going to be for the month of July. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my subscribers and thank you to all of my viewers. So we're just going to dive right on in here to our reading for July. As a reminder, this is a collective reading, so some of these messages may not resonate with you, and that's okay. As always, if you feel like these messages are for somebody you may know, please feel free to share my video. And as always, thank you for subscribing. So let's go ahead and get started. You have a couple of oracle cards that are sticking out to me. What do you want and no problem? So we're going to take a look at those in just a moment. Got the Magician, the Ten of Wands, and the Hanged Man. You have the Ace of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Page of Wands, Eight of Swords, and Nine of Pentacles. So let's take a look. What do you want, Leo? If you react negatively to success and joy of others, it is a sign that you want more for yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Expand your comfort zone. And you have no problem. You're not meant to struggle and fight your way through. Drop the concerns of your ego and watch imaginary walls crumble away. You've already won. I love that for you, Leo. All right, so let's take a look. You have the Magician. Yeah, definitely. Leos are able to take one thing and make so much out of the tools that they have. The Magician is more about manifesting and creating the way that you want your life to unfold. And it being your season mid-month, that is definitely what you can do, Leo, is you just take the tools that you have, especially when, and most of my readings are geared towards those on the path of sobriety, those looking for their spiritual path to recovery. You can really take the tools that you've learned and you can use them to literally manifest your way through your life. And so for July, it does look like you're starting out with the Magician and then moving into the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card of being in a constant nightmare. And so I think what you would want to do is definitely pause when you're in that nightmare, when you're having those repetitive thoughts, when you feel like you're kind of like stuck in a cycle. You have the Hanged Man here, and that's when you need to pause and surrender. You just need to realize that you have all the tools that you need to be able to continue on your path. But taking that pause that we learn in sobriety, it's so important to be able to do that. So just remember you have the tools that you need when you face the thoughts and the feelings and that drudgery sometimes that we go through. Just recognize that all you have to do is get up and make a change. Use the tools that you have to be able to make that change. So we're going to go ahead and do some clarifying cards because I love the conversation that it has when you use the clarifying cards. So our Magician, why is our Magician here? Our Magician is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is really a card sometimes of holding on too tightly to things, too tightly to our past sometimes is what I'm hearing. And so again, it's that Magician using the tools that you have. Manifest what it is that you want. So when you find yourself kind of like stuck in your thoughts, in that repetitive nightmare, just remember that you may be holding on too tight to something. And so it'd be a good idea to maybe talk to somebody, reach out to somebody, let them know what you're feeling and what you're thinking. I think that is exactly what the Magician is here to remind us, is to use the tools that we have. Reach out and talk to somebody if you're holding on too tightly to some of those thoughts or some of the feelings that you're having. And then as we clarify the Nine of Swords, we have the Ace of Swords. And so the Ace of Swords really tells me that you're needing that clarity. You're needing that clear mind. And so we have the Hanged Man clarified by the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a very strong-minded, strong-willed individual. And I think once you take that time to pause, get out of our heads here a little bit with that Four of Pentacles and that Nine of Swords energy, I think that's when you'll really be able to just kind of get back into the groove of things for the month of July. And you do have some standout days and some challenging days that I wanted to touch on. And I think it makes sense to do it now if the cards are saying that we're kind of in those times where we're in those repetitive nightmare kind of thoughts. Your challenging days are July 8th, intense emotions, be mindful of ego. July 15th, avoid major decisions, guard your energy. July 25th, watch for communication breakdowns, good day for inner reflections. And we have standout days too. Standout days for the month of July are going to be the 5th, lucky, expansive day, great day to launch something new or express yourself. July 10th, great day for self-confidence. Your charm and natural magnetism is in full force throughout July. July 22nd, your season begins. Full energy reset. July 28th, great day to set personal intentions, to love passionately, start projects, leadership, and self-expression. So moving forward, before we get to mid-month, we're going to take a look at the Oracle of the Unicorn. You have action. Now is the perfect time to act. Take inspired action towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. And you have delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. So these are your two unicorn cards. And there's just something about this action card that I feel relates to the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Swords. I really feel like that's what you're being called to do, is to take action. So again, I feel like you need to use your voice with the swords. That's clear that you need to talk to somebody when you're having those thoughts. Take action. So I think that these two cards kind of relate to each other. When we move forward through mid-month, we have the Ace of Cups. And our Ace of Cups is a time when you get that emotional balance, that feeling of, okay, I'm going to go in this direction, and I'm going in this direction because it feels good, it feels right. And then you're clear on the direction that you want to go. You have the King of Swords here. And our King of Swords, he's really decisive. He doesn't need anyone to tell him what to do or how to do it. He makes the decisions. And so I think making the decisions from your heart makes sense, because you also have the Two of Cups here. So you have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups, and it's surrounding the King of Swords. So I think once this situation kind of plays itself out, you're going to be sure of how you want to proceed forward. It's going to feel emotionally balanced, and it's going to be a choice. You can continue to make that choice from your heart. We're going to clarify the Ace of Cups because it's right next to the Page of Wands, and our Page of Wands is going on a journey. He's curious and ambitious, and he's learning something new. The Page is definitely somebody that is on their journey, but they're learning as they go. And so I think this shows me that you guys are learning something as you go throughout this month. And again, on that path to spiritual sobriety, we have to kind of take things one day at a time, one thing at a time, one lesson at a time. And I think the lesson here is definitely we can always kind of go back into those negative thoughts, into those kind of nightmare thinking. But just be clear on your path. You're moving towards calmer shores. And so I think what this means for me, the Six of Swords, once you realize that you have that gift from above, the gift from the divine, that emotional balance, you'll be moving forward. And then you'll be moving forward with that strength and that energy of the King of Swords. And it's just going to be kind of like a decisive thing. Like, I'm deciding to go this direction. I'm not deciding to stay in that Four of Pentacles energy, that Nine of Swords energy. And they really are being very clear about that whole clarity. Just be clear. Be clear on the direction you want to go. Get the information that you need, whether it's getting help from, like, I would be surprised if we don't get the Three of Pentacles. You have the Page of Wands, with the King of Swords. And again, our page, he's ready to go. He's ready to learn something new. It feels like it's going to have a lot of structure. So just like the spiritual path to sobriety, or the, how do I want to say, like, when we're learning the steps of sobriety, it is structured. And I think when we're on this path, the more structure that we have, the easier it is to just kind of follow along. And I think that's why the page is clarifying the King of Swords. We have the Two of Cups down here, and that is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is when it's looked at so many ways. It can be, is it worth it to do this? But that's not what I feel this card means. Today, I feel like this card means you've been putting the work in, so just be patient with yourself. You may not be there just yet, but just be patient with yourself. And you have a choice. You can try to hurry through steps. You can try and hurry through the path to sobriety. You can try to hurry through the path to spiritual sobriety. But that's not it. It's the journey. It's the Page of Wands. Learning the journey, learning to find that ambition inside of you as you're on the journey. It's one step at a time. That's just literally what I keep feeling. It's just one step at a time. So it being your birthday month, there's a lot of emotions that come with that, especially like it said, your season begins on the 22nd, full energy reset. That's exciting for me, for you. And then again, with the Page of Wands, excuse me, you have to continue learning. You have to continue to have that ambition and that drive. And you have to remind yourself not to be bound by your past, not to sit in the energy of the Eight of Swords where you can't see the future, because the future is good. The future is the Nine of Pentacles. And with the Seven of Pentacles here, it's literally what, 2 cards later, you put in the work, and then you have the abundance of the fruits of your labor. And so if you're just patient with yourself, especially through this month, it's going to end with the Nine of Pentacles, that Nine of Pentacles energy, the ability to be able to see all of the hard work that you've put in for yourself, and the fact that it helps others. But again, I feel like with that Magician, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Wands, the Magician has all the tools he needs. That Ace of Cups is a gift from the divine. And here you go on your journey, learning something new. When you look at it from this way, it is the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. It is a lot of sword energy. And when it's a lot of sword energy, it's time to speak your mind. It's time to be, I keep hearing very stern because we've got the King of Swords down here. It's time to really take action. Get out of the bed. Get out of the nightmare. Pull from the strength that you are, Leo. And remember that you don't want to be stuck just being bound by your past. Because again, if you take what you've learned and you work through the shadows, work through your shadow traits, remember to be mindful of your ego. Remember to be mindful of, again, like it says, what do you want? If you react negatively to success and joy of others, it's a sign that you don't want more for yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Expand from your comfort zone. So definitely expand from your comfort zone. And I would be very surprised if we don't see the Three of Wands. So let's go ahead and we're going to clarify the Page of Wands. If they want to tell me what you may be learning moving forward. You have Nine of Cups, and that's wish fulfillment. And so with wish fulfillment, it's the accumulation of what you've learned. And now it's that gift from the divine. It's that gift from sobriety. It's that gift from having the patience to learn the practice of sobriety, the practice of being diligent and faithful to the practice. And again, Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. And so with what you're learning, it's going to lead you to your wish fulfillment. That Eight of Swords, what you need to do about that is be the Emperor. Be ready to take that situation just head on. The Emperor has his armor on under his cloak. And so he is ready to handle any situation that comes up. So again, with that Eight of Swords, don't sit in that energy. You have the Nine of Pentacles down here that's clarified by the Star. And that it's so cute because these two can go together so well, because it's like all the work she has put into herself, all of the time and effort that she has put into her craft. It's because focus on one thing, focus on that star. So with that Page of Wands, I really feel like what you're learning is what you need to focus on. Focus on the star, focus on your North Star, focus on what makes you the most comfortable and is the most beneficial while you're on this path right now. So that's what I feel like for you for this month of July. We're going to take a look at a couple of the oracle cards. Cat Independence. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. And you have Wolf Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. I love these cards so much. So that's what I have for you this month, Leo. And again, happy early birthday. Thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, have a great rest of your day.